There we go, it's done. So guys, we've made it through another year. It's 2021 now. We've had a pretty good stint on this online platform. It seems like it's been forever since we started it all. It's been class. I've been really enjoying it. It's good to see all your artwork and everything like that. But I think most importantly, how much you guys have engaged and really took part of these. I know some of these videos and all the other workshops have been really useful in other people creating artwork and like really kind of engaging with the community that we have at Chile Studios and further afield. So yeah, it's been an absolutely amazing year. There's been a lot of positives coming from it, even in a very tough time. But yeah, here we are. We're ready to start some more printing. And other videos going on that we'll find. That light above me makes me feel somewhat angelic, so I'm trying to shift to the side a bit. Right, I've also shaven my head for the occasion. I look very bald, don't I? Okay, so what we're going to be doing today, guys, we've got, I'm going to carry on with lots of our lino cuts and prints like that. However, I wanted to start with something I didn't do last time around and try and get a good platform for us to start with. So I always saying about keeping yourself safe while printing and especially lino cutting and not cutting away from yourself, or always cutting away from yourself and not cutting it in your hands and putting it over the top. So what I've got is I'm going to teach us how to make yourself a cutting platform or a cutting board. Now I went into said shop of what did we call it? Bobby Raft, and these are about £15 to £20. Which is very expensive for essentially 3 bits of wood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you quickly through how to make these, get it as cheap as possible. I got all this wood from a skip or a back alley. So yeah, it's the stuff I've been cutting on to make lino cuts. So yeah, it's MDF, it's really cheap, it's really it's simple to make, and all we need, guys, to do this is some wood glue, some nails or screws, a hammer, and a little saw if you need to cut down to size. So what we'll do is I'm going to change this light because again, feeling very angelic and like a beam's shining down on me, and it makes me look a hell of a lot bolder than I actually am. So what I'm going to do is, guys, get your cuppa, I'll sort the lights out, put the camera down, and then we'll figure out how to do this, okay? Catch you in a sec. Right, substantially better. I feel less of like I've been summoned into the overworld. Right, so what I've got is, like I said, some wood glue, and I've got some pins or some small tacks and some nails, and I also have a hammer. You can use screws with this, guys, if you don't want to use wood glue. You'll just need to get a drill. I'm just trying to think that what most people have got at the home to do this. And all I've done is I've got myself around about an A4 sheet of wood. You can use plywood, you can use MDF. MDF's the cheapest if you're able to get to a shop, like a hardware store. You can get that pretty cheap, and you can find them, like I said, in a skip in a back alley getting thrown out. Just use a scrap piece of wood, because all we need to do is make it have 2 anchors, one anchor to the table so it doesn't slide, and one anchor to the top so the plate doesn't slide. And for an example with something I'm cutting, if I am using this, if I'm cutting away from myself, it will slide forward, which you'll instinctively want to put your hand there not to slide forward, to stop yourself from sliding forward, and that's when accidents and injuries might happen. So yeah, we've got your board, and what we're going to do is we're going to get our long sheet of, or long plank of wood. And if you're that meticulous, you can measure it off with a ruler. You can be really meticulous with it. But I just tend to make a mark of the line, and then that's my sawing line. So all lined up on both sides, like so, and then just a pencil line up, and that's your first cut, and then the same for, take that line And that's that cut as well. Just doubly make sure, yeah. Okay, so once you've got those down, all you need to do is saw it down or cut it off if you've got any sort of form of saw. I'm using just a little hand jigsaw or a little hand saw. Oh, hacksaw, that's what it's called, not a jigsaw, because that's electric. So I'm gonna away at this and probably speed it up, maybe with it. I feel like it should have the Benny Hill theme tune in the background, so catch this in a sec. One side done. If anyone has advice on sharpening a saw and cutting on a really unlevel table, well, don't cut on an unlevel table because this is a bad example, but yeah, if anyone has any advice on sharpening a saw, let me know. I'm just going to skip through this next bit, so catch us in the next section of the video, and yeah, we'll get this stuck down, okay? Catch us in a sec. Scratch that, as my father used to say, if in doubt, use the big one. Right, so what we've got is we've got our two bits lined up. They should fit perfectly on. Yeah, lovely. So what's going to happen is it's going to sit like that and like this. Okay, so this part gives an angle to the table, so it won't move, and this part gives an angle to the print, so that won't move. Okay, I've chosen to do it about A4 because the size of the lino that you'll be receiving is about that size. You can cut it down to any other size or smaller. If you worked on something bigger, it should just use either a bigger piece of wood. It can give some form of anchor, but the bigger it gets, the more maneuverability it has, and it might slip. But yeah, feel free to do that. If you want to sand down the sides and corners, feel free to do that. This is very old wood glue, so I'm expecting it's going to take forever to come out. So, right, so the iPad keeps running out of storage. Anyway, so where was it? Yeah, so if you're using screws, you don't need, or you can use wood glue if you want, but it's not necessary. The wood glue just holds it in place when you put the nails in. This is pretty strong wood glue. I think I got it from any kind of hardware shop. Had it for ages. Like I said, it's probably going to take a while to come out. So you're going to be applying a bit of wood glue across. Let me get. Take 2, 3, 4. Right, you're gonna get the wood glue. There we go. And put it across the top of the. Oh, nice and juicy. Across the top of the board, and you're just gonna simply stick down your first piece. And this is going to be one of the anchors. Okay. And while that's perfectly in place, just take one of your nails or one of your tacks. It will slide for the first one, so be careful. But you can get it most of the way into the first, your anchor, and then hold it in place for it to go into the bottom one. Lovely. So there is our. It both goes in. So either side, then one in the middle. And I'll probably edit over every smash of this hammer because no one wants to hear that hammer going bang, 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 bang. Okay. So, with some of your trusty kitchen roll, because wood glue is super sticky, get rid of the excess that you've got. Don't throw it away, because what you can do is, onto the other side, as you did before, bit of wood glue, there. As you can see, just covered the top. Yeah. Lovely. And then exactly the same. Stick that on. Nail in hand. To the right. Well, I'm starting from the right. It doesn't really matter what side you start from, as long as you don't start from the middle. Get this. Nicely hammered in, and same with the other. And then literally, as before guys, get rid of your excess. And it doesn't need to be perfect, but as you can see now, with my lovely piece of nail cleaning, so it should look like that, guys. Okay, and let that set. It'll be really sturdy. And just for instance, this is a round table, the night of, which it'll work better on a non-round table. But if you see, stick your little wood plate on, which we're going to work on next, on doing a two-tone, let's say shading with using lino cuts or wood cuts, which should be quite good to do, which will be next week or next video whenever this one gets released. And yeah, so we've got this. You can literally stick it on there, and then if you want, hands-free, without it going anywhere. Okay, so perfect. This is the ideal thing. Doesn't shift, keeps your hands safe. You're not putting your hand up there to block it from moving. You always hold them from the bottom and then pushing away from yourself. Okay, so simple as that, guys. Tiny bit of not machinery, what's it called, craftsmanship, and that's it. That's your anchor for your lino cut. If you've got any questions, you know what to do. Ask on the forum, ask wherever. I'll be kicking about after this video has been done. It's a very cheap way of doing it. Like I say, if you bought these materials brand new, it would be minimal cost. It would be, I think it would be about a couple of quid for the long strip of thin wood, and then MDF, it would be up to £1 for that much. So if you want to go to the shop to buy it, it's there, but have a look around your local places. If you've got any leftover wood from anything, it could work with pallets. If you take the pallet apart, and a lot of you can take pallets apart and do some building with that. But it's a great thing to use, it's a great thing to have, and it'll last for as long as your table lasts, hopefully. So yeah, again guys, it's going to be a good year. I'm excited for this one. It's been a great creativity next year. I can't wait to see what you've got to put forward this year. We'll do some more printing, we'll get some more, all of the activities, maybe start some gardening when the season starts to get a bit better. And yeah, I know it's back to lockdown, but we're here to be creative, and you've done so well for the past few lockdowns, and you've really your creativity's shown through, and it's been a pleasure to see. So yeah, hopefully we'll get outside at some point, and they'll be cooked up in the kitchen as I have been for this past couple of lockdowns. So or past couple of videos and lockdowns. So yeah, if you've got any questions, ask on the members forum below. I'll kick about for a bit, be able to answer that. And yeah, pleasure to see you guys. All me peace, all me love, and yeah, it's been great doing artwork, and build one of these and then start using your print work. And just as the cue comes, the angelic thing falls down. Right, goodbye.